Hi, welcome back. So we were back to the fourth and final one that I was recommended for the Alice Cooper live catalog. This one, of course, is it's another essay-length title, which is Alice Cooper: A Paranormal Evening at the Olympia, Paris, France. Now, the reason why I say that is because like the four ones I've done, one was the Alice Cooper Show, and then the second one was Alice Cooper live at the Apollo Theatre, Glasgow, Scotland, and then the third one was just a fistful of Alice, and then here's this one. So every other album, it appears to be so, but if you bought Detroit Stories, you would have already had this. Now, I know it kind of depends on like what option you got. You know, if you got the gold package with like the T-shirt and the little flashlight thing, it was actually kind of cool stuff. For the price, you got the album, the Blu-ray of it, the T-shirt, like little knick-knack stuff. So I think it's for like $40. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good, but like 90% of the stuff that it would have come with, I would have just shoved in the closet. But yeah, I just got the regular CD, and like just with that, it came with it. Like ear music, I guess it feels obligatory to do two discs, whether or not for that's increase in price, who knows. But any case, for this tour, it is the final concert date of his Paranormal album, which of course back then was the newest album that he did. More specifically, this was recorded on December 7th of 2017 in, of course, Paris, France. Which Alice Cooper would tell you at the end that Tommy Henriksen is from. No, just kidding. But for this recording of the footage, the camera angles are pretty awesome. I gotta tell you right now, it's kind of like some. Have you ever seen Doctor Strangelove? Like that Stanley Kubrick type camera angles. Because there's definitely a couple instances where it's like the low angle shots and just very awesome, sort of unique angles and stuff. And the definition itself is quite awesome. So I saw this, I believe the day I got the album. I saw it with my dad. And, it's just insane. I mean, obviously I've seen footage from multiple concerts of him, including the recent stuff that he's doing, which fingers crossed, there's that 3 month gap between February and May. Just planes come over to California, planes. But it's just insane to see him, in his 70s, and he's still kicking ass. You can go back to the Billion Dollar Babies tour of 73, and he'll kick ass there. And then you can come here, and he didn't skip a beat. It's just insane. Obviously, the band around him, kicks ass, and they definitely show it on the footage. And just Alice Cooper himself, just terrific stuff. And even people like Cheryl Cooper and Calico Cooper, they still dance quite elegantly, like the ballerina like, and they definitely show their characters of, whether it just be demonic sort of nurses and what have you. So it's very fun stuff all around. As of right now, somebody has the entire concert filmed, just kind of like filmed from like the movie that we have. I'll put that in the description. If you're watching this in 6 months from now and it's gone, well, understand why. But yeah, just great stuff all around. And there's a cool thing that happens in the beginning of this concert, and that is the controller. Now, if you know your shit, you would know that, for Alice Cooper Brutally Live, the controller comes out in the beginning. It's like this big old box in the air, and then it opens up, and it's this guy, it kind of looks like Crazy George, and he's there, his arm, moving around kind of robotically, and, he's just kind of, I believe it's just like a chest plate, and then you just see like his vertebra, just talking about, brutal planet, and, I'm telling you to go away, save yourself before he finds out and he kills me if I'm lucky. So just cool stuff. And since I'm on that topic right now, I think Brutally Live was definitely like the last concert to which most, if not all, the songs on an album would be on the show itself. Because I know Alice Cooper, I mean, we've already seen it, right, with just from these live ones with the Special Forces concert, how there was only 2 songs from Special Forces. The Who Do You Think We Are and 7 and 7 Is. And, well, I mean, even if you want to go to one that I talked about previously, Live in El Paso, which I thought was most, if not all, Flush the Fashion. However, a commenter told me that, I guess just to bulk up the CD, I don't know, they just didn't record the rest of the concert. I don't know, but stuff from the Alice Cooper show is just thrown in there. So it's like, oh, okay, that kind of sucks. But in any case, yeah, for the controller himself, it's awesome to hear him. He's not on the stage. In fact, it's kind of like a blend between the original voice and Alice Cooper, but more of this robotic tone to it, and it's just awesome stuff. But then, of course, with that itself, you open up with Brutal Planet, and he comes out. And he's wrapped in a cloak, and he's like Dracula, just coming out, like, And then he throws it off, right? And he's just all in his leather, ready to kick ass. It's a great watch. It's awesome. But like obviously for like how I've been doing with this live stuff, it's pretty condensed stuff since I've already talked about these songs. Just like little highlights and overall just an overall general thought I thought about the song. But one thing I did write down is that the band, they recite the female lines from the song, this world is such perfection, which they do an excellent job. Just definitely give it some weight, because I would say for the Brutally Live, if you were to watch that, I don't know if it was just that date that they filmed it, or throughout the tour. I always find that part to be a little weak from the band itself, which I don't even know if Ryan Roxy was part of that, because like pretty much everybody's gone from that one. But yeah, I always found it kind of weak. But in any case, but this band here, of course, they kick ass, and yeah, they're able to do a great job. The stage curtains, so there are a couple of stage curtains that show up. This one is a spin on the inside of the Love It to Death album. You know how it's the black and white, and it's Alice's eyes, and it's the band inside. Obviously, he'll play with that a little bit on from the inside album cover. So this is like that. Instead, the pupils are spiders. So it's pretty cool. But I did write down Nita Strauss, her shirt, "Ego kills talent." 100%. I absolutely agree with that. You definitely see time and time again with various band members or just bands in general split up simply due to ego. So it's awesome, because I know Alice Cooper talks about this on interviews where he says put yourselves on stage, show yourselves off, get greedy on stage. But once you're off stage, we stop right there. Don't be all ego-like. Don't try and one up each other. We're family. Everybody's equal and stuff, which is awesome. You don't want to strain the band and stuff, and they know, of course. And it's just awesome. You can definitely tell that everybody gets along. Everybody's close friends, and they play like it. They play like a unison, and that's totally awesome. I really do enjoy that. But Brutal Planet itself, powerful stuff, band rocks, and Alice sounds good. I would say for this rendition, his voice is a little bit strained. However, I'm not putting down much weight into it, because it gets fine throughout the concert. Plus, it's also the last concert of the tour, so obviously you're going to expect a little bit. But again, even on like the last tour, he still majorly kicks ass. So yeah, Brutal Planet, great stuff. And yeah, just a great opening. But of course, you move on into No More Mr. Nice Guy. There is one thing I'm going to say about this concert, is that he does a great job of throwing in some like hidden gems. or just obviously, maybe like a B-side or what have you. And that's the one. Actually, I'll get to that in a bit. Just talking about a song like that itself, any case. But but for No More Mr. Nice Guy, you know what you're getting, right? So you gotta do the old lady with the cane. Help the blind to see. So it's fun. I'm not ragging on it. It's just that you already know what to expect, right? It's fun seeing the crowd sing, say that 3 times fast, the chorus. And yeah, Alice Cooper, son of a bitch, he can still do the hee 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 parts. It's awesome seeing that. And of course, the crowd, everybody knows the song, so they're able to chant very loudly throughout the chorus. Alice Cooper, he gets that fight in him for the Reverend Smith. He recognized me and punched me in the nose, he said. And then they do the crowd. And yeah, it's kind of cool, he's like orchestrated, just doing the little hand movements. Obviously, he definitely does become a conductor of a band on a certain song that I'll get to. But yeah, No More Mr. Nice Guy, obviously, like I said, you know what you're getting, and he delivers as well as the band. But then you move on into Under My Wheels. And it was cool to hear the band cheer for this one. I know there's a couple of songs that they sound kind of dead. I'm going to tell you, there's one which kind of brings me up into a point to where it was one that I saw a while ago. The Eyes of Alice Cooper tour. If you look it up and type in Who Do You Think We Are? Because he plays the song on that tour, and the crowd is fucking dead. I'm like, do you guys not realize he hasn't sung this song in what was like 25 years? And it's just like, yeah, that's fun. Can we get on to Poison? It's like, no, don't you understand this song? It's so unique right now. But yeah, obviously he kicked ass at that edition. But Under My Wheels, he walks back. That's something that he does throughout this one. So that this concert, it's very minimal in the stage theatrics. Obviously, there are some stuff, but if you look at like this concert, how I got like big old baby dolls, like Jason Voorhees, like the Frank and Alice, guillotines, babies, even like the big old $1 billion baby, walking around. So it's definitely, and like the castle behind him, and even something like Roses on White Lace, how Cheryl comes out as like as Gail, but dead. Is definitely much more rampant in the theatrics. This one is very minimal, but like he does, throughout various songs, he goes back and there's like this big old toy chest that goes up, and there's a lady back there, she's all like, decked out and stuff, and she gives him various coats as he takes one off. And then, obviously that intro hits, everybody knows what's going on, and, he just kicks ass. I know I'm going to say that a lot, but, just his delivery, the rhythm and stuff, obviously the band, great stuff all around. We got to do the shifting in gear when he's doing the song. However, he's not sitting on the trash can, which is I know if you go on eBay and you type in, I think it's like Alice Cooper, maybe like Special Forces newspaper. There's one on him. He's like sitting on the trash can. You can get it for like I think $10. I don't know. I look at it. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but I don't need like a Special Forces Atlas on my wall. That's a bit ugh. But he sings it, and he's next to Nita, like that. Then he throws her to the center stage for a solo, and she's definitely going to get her solo piece later in this concert. But overall, like I say, great stuff. There's not a song on here that he doesn't deliver, and the fact that he's 70, at least during here. Maybe 69, going on 70, and he still delivers. All good for him. All for him. Terrific. It's not something like a band that probably should have retired 20 years ago. And he just delivers. It's totally awesome. Doesn't skip a beat. So then you go on for Department of Youth, which was actually nice to see. The first time watching it, because he puts on this. Anybody that's in the military is just going to scream at me because I don't know the technical term. But it's like this military officer cap. Probably somebody's yelling at me, going, "That's an admiral," But when he put it on, I think he had a black coat on too. I was like, "Oh, is this Wicked Young Man?" Because he gowns that look on the Theater of Death concert, and yeah, that's a fun one right there. Theater of Death. I wish I would have gone to that one, but I wasn't really listening to Alice at that point. Plus, I was only like 7, 8. So yeah. Any case, he ends up later on giving the cap to Nita, so that's pretty cool stuff. But basically, at the end of the day, you take the original recording from Welcome to My Nightmare, give it the raspiness that Alice Cooper has now, throw in the modern band, and you have yourself a great rendition. The kids' chorus parts isn't there. It's just really Alice, but still with the raspiness, and I think like the band does kind of come into, which is good, because I know I kind of hammered, sort of critiqued the Alice Cooper show when he was doing Black Widow, how when it came to the kids part, he did it in a voice of like a 10-year-old, and not that he did it badly, it's just annoying. So it was nice to see, he's like, no, I'm just going to do raspiness, and like, the band itself, they can come in obviously and do it as well with me. But of course, at the end, who gave it to you, right? Who gave the power? The official, when it came out, was Donny Osmond. This one is Justin Bieber. And he's like, what? Overall, it's very, very fun stuff. But for the next song is Pain. Now, I received a great comment about a certain instrument, that being the piano, that has been relatively lacking, if not extinct, from live concerts by Alice Cooper in, I'll say, like the last 20 plus years. Obviously, I think this one, the way that the Pain is here, I think it's fine. The guitars and the drums making up, boom, boom. You definitely, if you know the song, obviously, it's like, oh shit, which is what I was, my dad and I, when he opens up, I'm the scream in the night when the virgin dies. I was like, holy shit, he's playing Pain, but to go on with the piano part, because I believe he's doing My Stars on this tour, so that, would have been nice to hear piano. I know he gave a couple other songs too, and then one I added was He's Back, the Man Behind the Mask. I still think, sure, you can call it like an 80s cheese, which that song is, in fact, like that whole album is, but it definitely makes the song. I find that even though like this concert, I think they did a better job, but like something like a 2019, I found it very flat. This one, it's better, but I still would have liked the piano. But I guess I understand if you're Alice Cooper, it's like, okay, the songs I do, there's like maybe 2, 3 at most that might have had a piano to it, so why bother? But, I mean, I'm sure like one of the guys could play. In fact, I'm sure Billy Alice Cooper plays piano, but, I kind of get it that it wouldn't really look right for Alice Cooper, I guess, just sitting on the piano. But, it would be cool to hear from time to time, But yeah, for Pain itself, you can just definitely feel it. He brought it back, of course, recently. I don't think it's on this tour. I haven't heard it. But he did Pain, and I know he did Clones, on maybe a couple years prior. So yeah, just definitely all around, he gives it that just mean, pissed off, raspy attitude at parts, and then he also brings in that broken down attitude. And this version is the it's the original one with, you know, like the lump on your head. So it doesn't have the rendition of the cold blue body, you know, pulled in from the lake, or the what was like salt in the cuts, and the rest of the slaves, and like the spear on his side as opposed to the wound on his side. You know, I think like the ultimate one will be to get rid of the lump on your head and then put the body in there, right? But you know, just a little nitpick, and he also has like a little whip, and then he actually does it. So I was like yeah, it's a little funny. But yeah, just overall, just great stuff. You know, I loved hearing Pain. You know, the smoke streamers that come out various times. I believe when he shouts out Pain, you know, it's just great. And one of the things that, you know, it's just for Alice Cooper himself. I'm sorry if I talked about this before. Like I said, sometimes I kind of forget what I talked about in the intro. But the thing with Alice Cooper is that there's concerts, there's always going to be a handful of songs that a lot of people might not know. I think I did talk about this already. But yeah, you know, to where like the diehards would absolutely know. So, you know, oh yeah, I did talk about it. I definitely talked about this. But you know, just like vast majority of people might not really know. But you know, somebody like me or, you know, others that are really, you know, deep into Alice Cooper will go like, hell yeah, it's Pain. Or shortly after, The World Needs Guts. So it's just like, hell yeah. Just totally awesome. Whereas you know, I guess the prime example will be Kiss, right? I went to the Kiss concert. I really enjoyed it. However, I could understand if you've been regularly going to Kiss concerts for the last 20 years, because Kiss has been on a end of the road concert longer than most bands have been around. So but yeah, they stick to their set list, and whether you like it or not, that's what they do. I would definitely like to hear, you know, underrated songs, you know, hidden gems. I know they tease some stuff. I know I'm getting ahead of stuff. I'll stop right there. But you know what I mean, to where some bands just strict, here's the set list, like it or not, you know, popular stuff. You got Alice Cooper, who does like a little bit of underrated stuff, maybe throw in a few songs from the new album. And even though that I don't really care for the band or the genre itself, you have Iron Maiden that goes on tour, and it's literally the entire album, and that's awesome, right? But for Pain itself, absolutely, chef's kiss. I really do enjoy. All right, so $1 Billion Babies. This one is when the audience is like, "Hey, I know that song," you know. And the backdrop becomes the $1 Billion Babies medallion. So you know that's awesome to look at, right? And then of course, like I said, it's like No More Mr. Nice Guy, right? Or like later on, 18 and School's Out, to where you know what you're getting, right? So Alice Cooper comes out with the sword. You know, he's got the money, throwing it into the crowd. And then he starts doing his Errol Flynn or, you know, Zorro's Ascent movements. But just, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I know this is a short one, but like I said, you know what it's about, right? Just at the end of the day, he kills it. You know, riffs are great. His rhythm, his motion, just his overall delivery. You know, just little sway in for, you know, when they're going up to the attic and stuff. It's just great, you know, Moon is Rising. You know, I love it. You know, he's the showmanship, right? He shows it in the sword. He shows it in his movements, you know, whether it's conducting or, you know, just his overall mannerism. It definitely entices the crowd and really gets them into it, right? Because it's his stage, you know. It's his nightmare. You know, I'm here to show you, as like he talks about repeatedly on various concerts. But yeah, $1 Billion Babies, good stuff. But then you open up with The World Needs Guts, and man, you just got that blistering intro, right? Oh man, I loved it. it was such a surprise watching this one. Oh my god, I loved it. Just pain, world needs guts, woman in mass destruction, just great stuff. I'll take that over a Poison or a $1 Billion Babies. Not because they're bad, but because you've heard it a billion times already. But obviously, for the world needs guts, he's just fuck yeah, he's just like all righteous and just down your throat. He's screaming, "You gotta get hard, you gotta get tough." And then, there are parts throughout this where he gets to the line of, terminate the mother, and he's doing like this. It's like, hell yeah, man. And then, he gets to the part with, show me some blood, show me some cuts, show me some scars, the will needs guts. Just great stuff. And then, there's a part that I wrote down here, when he's singing the line, he's singing it to Nita, and he's like, turn around, kicking, rearrange your sack. And then when it comes to the sack, they're doing like this, like rock, paper, scissors movement. And like the drums are going down for like the same beat as rearrange your sack. So boom, 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 boom. So, and like the lights are going. So it was awesome. It was awesome to see. Just, but at the end of the day, like I said, world needs guts. Great stuff. I love seeing, underrated or just B-sides or just songs that have hardly been played. I love that stuff. But then always afterwards will be Woman of Mass Destruction, which I talked about on the Dirty Diamonds album, that he continues to write songs, obviously. This isn't a surprise, but just, like I said, hundreds and dozens of albums in, you're still able to write material that becomes a regular appearance of a set list. So yeah, awesome stuff. And I found out that it is Woman of Mass Distraction, as in like I'm distracted, whereas this whole time my brain just assumed it was destruction. I just saw it as such. It wasn't until like I saw the video and like you're looking at the set list, it's like, oh, distraction? Nah, that's gotta be a typo, right? And then you type it in, it's like, oh shit, it is distraction. So I thought it was funny. But for the song itself, the spotlight is on Alice and Nita, of course, right? And it's fun. She keeps pounding her head on the line with some girls just want to kick in the head. But yeah, just take the song. Originally, give it some more, hard hitting, hard rock attitude. Obviously, like where Alice is now, and you got yourself a hell of a song. Band is great. Love the delivery. Just at the end of the day, it shows that he can continue, and it's awesome, right? So then you bleed into to Poison, and there is a terrific guitarmanship and handling by Hurricane Nita Strauss, right? And it's like, if you ever seen Alice Cooper Trashes the World, the song Poison. It opens with I'm going to say like 6-minute guitar solo. Probably give or take, of course. Probably take. Of like a guy playing the guitar. And yeah, kind of like the same movements, just throwing himself around, on the floor and stuff, but just terrific. And she's holding it, and it's like standing like a tree trunk, and she's just going like this. It's like, god damn, that's just insane. And that the crowd shows their support at the end. So yeah, it was awesome. And then after the familiar intro hits, I got the drumsticks. So you got that. Then this is like when the cameras really show the front row, so everybody's getting into it, and there's there's a person that's dressed like Alice Cooper. I'm sure if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, right? To where somebody's dressed like Alice Cooper, and he's like dead on. He's got like his natural face is like Alice Cooper, but then like add the wig, and he's got like the white shirt with like blood, I believe, and like his makeup. It's just like, wow, like that's like a doppelganger, But throughout the entire song, take the song, like I've said repeatedly already, just give it that modern hard rock, which I tend to prefer. I really enjoyed the original one. Don't get me wrong, but if you saw the A Fistful of Alice, how I said that, I enjoyed that one a bit more just because it was more of a hard rock. Yeah, take that for this one, obviously. And he yells out to the crowd, raise your hands if you're poisoned. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's all fun stuff, and that's what matters, right? So then you enter the next one being Halo of Flies, which I received a comment a while ago. I think it was on the Alice Cooper Alice Cooper album rankings, to which somebody said the concert he was at, when the song came up, he saw like quite a few people leave and like just like take a bathroom break. It's like, you gotta be shitting me, right? You're gonna leave at Halo of Flies? It's just crazy. I always find it kind of weird to where, all right, rant time, right? To where people go to a concert not to see the band or the artist per se, but just to hear the mega hits. So, when I was at the Evanescence concert, obviously I really enjoyed it, but then it was like once Bring Me to Life came out, it's like, fuck, everybody was like, it was like Jesus came alive, right? I mean, obviously I recorded the song too, mostly like for my sister. But yeah, it's just weird. Just like songs that you heard repeatedly, but when it's played like a Poison, just like the crowd just goes ape shit, like they've never heard it before. And it's kind of like, somebody like me, you'll be like, oh fuck, Halo Flies, let's go. But somebody else would be like, hey, I'm gonna go take a piss. It's like, I don't know, I don't really get it. Whatever. But for Halo Flies, rant over. He gets a tux and a top hat, and with the orchestra, conductor, pointer, whatever the technical term is, I don't know. But he starts orchestrating the band, so you got the intro going, just, oh my god, you want to go on a ride listening to the song, right? And it's just a great blend of when he gets to the song itself. So, they go through the intro, and then he comes in, it's just this blend of raspiness and softness. And when he gets to the line, I will smash Halo of Flies. The flies part, he does a pretty good job. Obviously, I'm not expecting a, minus 50 years younger Alice, screaming out flies. But for what it is, he did a great job. As well as the the line that comes out after, I crossed the ocean and put a time bomb in your submarine. He's got like the little cane moving like a sub, so that was pretty cool. But this song, at the end of the day, if you're like a cover band or just playing to the song, and obviously this band, this is an instrumental lover's dream, right? Because you just got that fat chunk of just be out there and just kick ass, right, of that solo piece. And you definitely see it, right? They just get to show off what they're capable of. Glenn Sable showing why he's a great drummer, moving around and just great stuff, just playing it with his feet, like little feet stompers as he's twirling the drumsticks. Just great stuff. Everybody just kicks ass at that solo piece. That is a terrific solo. Just keeps on elevating and elevating. I love that song. And of course that's a popular opinion, right? But afterwards, it will be Feed My Frankenstein. So you hear like the electrical spark sounds and like just hammering, and then of course you get the prologue with the like, oh yes, I know, here comes dinner. And then they blow up for Feed My Frankenstein, and Alice comes out. He's dressed in this mad scientist gown. He's got blood hands and just blood everywhere and stuff. So it's quite awesome. So obviously just take the song, yada yada yada. But late in the song, these like ghoulish guys come out. Skeletons. They set up this big vertical table, and it's got like a body outline, and you got like these Tesla coils on the top, and like Alice Cooper, he puts on like a gas mask, and he goes up behind it, and then they like flip the switch, and then like smoke comes out, and like coils start running, and then it gets engulfed in smoke, and then like sparks start flying out. So that's cool, because I know this concept of, Alice doing like the mad scientist part, becoming like the monster kind of changes from time to time, which is awesome. Because I know there's like one part, I honestly forget what tour it was, but you got like this like tube tank, and like they're just kind of like putting the pieces together, and then like at the end of the day it just like switches and stuff. So yeah, it was awesome. So obviously that's smoke everywhere, and then I think you hear like this demonic laugh, and then the Franken Alice comes out, right? Yeah, I believe it's on the I forget what tour it was, but there's like a backstage interview, or like just showing behind the stage stuff, and yeah, they talk about the Franken Alice. At least I believe that's what it was. But yeah, it's just like a shit. I don't even know, like 7.5 foot tall, crazy Muppet Frank and Alice, and yeah, he's singing along and stuff. Then towards the end, he leaves. So yeah, it's fun stuff. And then Alice Cooper comes out again for the song "Cold Ethel." The the he goes back to the chest, and like they throw out this sort of like demonic blow up doll. Obviously, like I said multiple times, you know what you're getting with the song like this, right? And just singing and holding her, maybe dance with her for a bit time between, and then he just starts throwing it around like a rag doll, slapping it and just everything, just abusing it, right? Kicking ass at the song. Band shouting out the title, "Cold Ethel, cold, cold Ethel," as Alice is, passionately kissing the doll. So yeah, like I said, it's fun stuff. You know what you're getting. And I know when I was watching this, I told Dad, I'm like, oh, let me guess, Only Woman Bleed's going to come out after, and then obviously you get those familiar guitar chords with it, So Alice is singing, sitting down, like he's Phil Collins, and behind him is, I believe it's Ryan Roxy, right? And instead of singing it with the doll, it's just himself, sort of like a self-reflection almost, just like singing to himself, but you know what I mean. But then probably like the midway part, Cheryl comes out of the box, his wife Cheryl Cooper. And she's in this like, demonic sort of zombie-like a ballerina, and you got like a big old wind-up key behind her, because like she comes out and then just runs out of juice. And then like one of the ghouls just winds her up, but then she comes back up again. Just the movements of ballerina. Like first off, hats off to ballerinas in general. That is a fucking abuse that you put yourself through, right? Just your feet and just the movements and just overall. It takes a lot. So yeah, high respect for those who can do the art. And of course Cheryl, she's been doing it for decades, and continues to show that she's terrific at it, right? Goes and she goes up to him, she starts dancing, moving around, based off of the line or the delivery. But then she goes up to him with the chain, and she tries to choke him, but he turns around, he's all pissed, and then gets her down on her knees and, slaps her. And then he grabs her, and he pulls out a knife, and before he stabs her, he licks her, and then, into the side of her stomach. Then he just throws her back into the chest. But yeah, just, that was definitely fun to look at, and, obviously he kicked ass at it, right? And Cheryl as well. But what's nice to see for the next song is a Paranoid Personality. If you didn't think this one was about paranormal, the album, well, I wouldn't blame you, right? I know it kind of happens sometimes. Like I said, Brutally Live had most, if not all, the songs. A Brutal Planet, it seems that now it's like a handful of songs from the album, from like the newest album itself. But for Paranoid Personality, police sirens start going off. And he's just, this pissed off, demented attitude, and he's singing with the knife. He definitely shows the moments of this crazed lunatic. You can see it in his eyes, and you're definitely going to see that attitude in Ballad of Dwight Fry. Acts in this paranoid manner at times. There's like ghouls start following him, I believe, once in the skeleton costume. And then there's one. It's actually a pretty cool design, to where it's all like black leather, and it's like this. It's like scuba diver snorkel mask. It's pretty cool. I've never really seen that before, though. When I'm thinking about it, I think that has been around for a little while. I think that might have been like, if you watch the oh god, what's the song? Bite Your Face Off, the music video. Whoever spits up the blood, I forget who does it. Like what his costume is. But in any case, yeah, they look pretty awesome. And then towards the end, he throws his knife up, and then like Psycho, the theme's playing. And then like the ghouls, they take him, they put the straight jacket on him, and then you know what's happening next. Obviously, that being Ballad of Dwight Fry. His daughter Calico Cooper and Cheryl Cooper, his wife, come out and this ghoulish vampire nurses. Just kind of showing off flexibility and stuff, and like Cheryl just slowly licks the side of his face. So that was kind of funny. Then they get this big old injector and stab in his back, but just his mannerisms, right? It's just terrific. You can just play that, freaked out, lost his mind lunatic, whether it be, the eyes, or, the tilt of the head, or just, whether it be fidgeting, or, the way his structure is, a total like lack of confidence. I'm trapped here, and obviously, of course, his delivery. And when he gets to the line, the repeating of the lines, "I want to get out of here, want to get out of here." The nurses with him, they're all like kind of mocking him, like, "Yeah, no, pal, you're here, you're fucked," I know, like, some people maybe like a little nitpick, or obviously they wish that he would do the full song of Ballad of Dwight Fry, the part where, because he stops at like the halfway part, I would say so, because he doesn't do the saw the man choking there part, like that whole structure is gone. But then he breaks out, and then he chokes one of the nurses. He chokes Cheryl Cooper, and then with like a strap of the straitjacket, and then that's like when the ghouls come back out again, and then they throw him into the guillotine, which then has the next song being Killer / I Love the Dead theme. Killer, the boom, 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 like the piano play, and then just like the heavy heatings and stuff. You get put in the guillotine. Everybody's like, let's go, and then chops off his head, and then you got the buzz, the bee sounds, the fly sounds towards the end of Killer, and the lady screaming in it, and then they all look in the basket and then pull out Alice's head. It's great stuff, man. And the band then comes in singing "I Love the Dead," just the lines. I know that's been a thing for a while now, but still, I would like them to sing the whole song. It's not really that long of a song, so I would like for them to sing the entire song, but I get it. And you got Cheryl and Calico with them, kind of like dancing around, just like saying some lines, and just, being with individual band members, kind of like stalking them and shit. So yeah, great stuff all around. And then of course you enter "I'm 18," which I was supposed, if you're at the concert, it's like, huh, I guess we're not going to get you "I'm 18," and then, he drops it second to last song. He's like, oh, okay, there you go. Alice Cooper returns from the back. He's got the blood-covered shirt. And then, of course, he gets the crutch. And then he's got his decapitated head, and then he throws it back. I suppose if you want to look at it religiously, you can say, Alice Cooper has been born again. Just something I thought, considering his faith. Um, and, just at the end of the day, it does a terrific job. Like I've said, 23,000 times already. You know what you're getting, and he absolutely delivers. Doesn't skip a beat, and just insane to think that he's in his early 70s, right? Some fireworks start to go off at the end, which is cool. They then leave. The audience is all cheering, come back, encore, encore. And then that's when the bell rings, right? For school's out. So he's out in the white tux and the top hat and the cane. It got like some blood splatters here and there on it. Later on, the cane shown to be a sword as they got the huge balloons with all the confetti inside. He's all stabbing them. Singing the song, everybody kicks ass, sounds great. And then he's introducing the band members, Chuck Garrick, Tommy Hendrickson from Paris, France, which, that's just like a play on it, obviously. They could play in Antarctica to penguins, and it'd be like, believe it or not, from Antarctica, Tommy Hendrickson. Glenn Sable, Anita Strauss, Ryan Roxy, just everybody there, awesome stuff. And then, of course, towards the end, Alice Cooper, he's like, I'm playing Alice Cooper, Monsieur Vincent Damon Fournier, so that was pretty cool to see. Because when I was watching it, I yelled out, me, but he did it, his full name, middle name included, while adding a Monsieur at the beginning, and, giving it that French accent. He's like, thank you, Polly. So yeah, at the end of the day, Alice Cooper, a paranormal evening. So let me know what you guys think. You guys love this? You guys, I don't know, hated it? I'll say at the end of the day, it's a definite fun time to watch if you're an Alice Cooper fan, or just, just like rock in general. We definitely will enjoy it. Again, link is in the description if you want to watch the video. And so in terms of Alice Cooper stuff, so it's going to be a little bit a while, considering like finals are coming up, but like the next batch is going to be the Hollywood Vampires, so stay tuned for that. But otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and take care.